Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is Keith. Um, let's see. I just messed this up. Okay, cool. You should be able to see me. I look tired because I am tired. I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. It's 1 o'clock right now. What? Man, I've been up for a minute. Okay, Ruth 4. Ruth 4 is the final chapter in the book of Ruth. I wrote the Bible study called Finding Love. Check it out. I'm going to be revising it and making it a little bit longer. I'm going to be adding some stuff. Maybe the Proverb 31 women chapter in that scripture as well, along with some other scripture throughout the Bible that talks about women and the value that God gives women. Is something that I value, that God gives women a value in the Bible, despite the fact that men don't really give value to women throughout the Bible, not even throughout the culture of the world today. It's kind of sad. Well, guess who did give value to a woman? A Boaz. Boaz gave value to Ruth. Think about that for a minute. Boaz gave value to Ruth. A man of God will give value to a woman of God. So, Ruth chapter 4. If you read, you already know it. Like, take some time, read it, come back. We'll discuss it, right? So, pretty much, Ruth goes and tells Boaz, hey, you're my redeemer. And Boaz says, hey, you're right, I am a redeemer, but I'm not the closest redeemer. So Boaz goes and sets up a meeting with the elders of the community and pretty much grabs the closest redeemer to Ruth and says, hey, Ruth is a widow and she wants to sell some land, and you're the closest redeemer. And pretty much, here's what Boaz says and Ruth. So Boaz goes up to the other redeemer and says, in Ruth 4:5, it says, then Boaz said, the day you buy the field from the land of Naomi, you also acquire Ruth, the Moabite, the widow of the dead, in order to perpetuate the name of the dead in his inheritance. Then the Redeemer said, I cannot redeem it for myself, lest I impair my own inheritance. Take my right of redemption yourself, for I cannot redeem it. This Redeemer had a responsibility, and I just lost my pay. Okay, this Redeemer had a responsibility according to the law of Moses to redeem. He had the privilege or the responsibility to redeem the land, and he didn't take it. And it's because Ruth was a Moabite. She was a woman from a different people. And remember, the Jewish people in the Old Testament, they're like, they always been told, don't take a wife from another people. Don't take a wife from another people. Now this Redeemer gets an opportunity to get some land, probably make some more money, right? You can use the land, make a lot more money, grow your wealth. The Redeemer gets an opportunity to get the land, but finds out that this Moabite woman is part of the deal. And the guy is like, I don't want to have kids with a woman that is of another people. And so Boaz said, fine then, if you won't do it, I will. And so Boaz becomes the Redeemer. And then the elders bless Boaz and Ruth. And in verse 11 of chapter 4, it says, then all the people who were at the gate and the elders said, we are witnesses. May the Lord make the woman who is coming into your house like Rachel and Leah, who together built up the house of Israel. May you act worthily in Elpraise, I can't say that, Elpraise, and be renowned in Bethlehem. And may your house be like the house of Perez, whom Tamar bore to Judah, because of the offspring that the Lord will give you by this young woman. By the elders bless Boaz, because of his obedience to God's ways, to be willing to honor God and follow what the laws of Moses said, and be the redeemer of Ruth. Long story short, Ruth, Boaz, they get married and they have a baby, and the baby's name is Obed, and here's the genealogy. Right? It says they named him Obed, and he was the father of Jess, the father of David. Obed, the son of Boaz and Ruth. Obed was the grandfather of King David. He ends up in the genealogy of Jesus. When you read Matthew chapter 1, it gives the genealogy of Jesus Christ. And Obed is in the genealogy. Jess is in the genealogy. Boaz is in the genealogy. Ruth is in the genealogy. A Moabite woman. It's not just a bunch of Jews, it's a Moabite woman. That Redeemer had a responsibility, and he didn't take it. He did not take the responsibility that he had seriously. He said, "Hey, you can take my right. I'm not gonna be with that woman. She's not of our people." That's what happened. He's like, "I'm not gonna be with a woman that's not of our people." He had a responsibility. It doesn't matter that she's not of your people. You had a responsibility as a redeemer to redeem Ruth, and to give children to the dead through Ruth. That's literally what happened, is that God separates all the land, right, for the people of Israel, and each tribe kind of gets their own land, and pretty much when someone dies, a close relative would go and take possession of the property and of the wife. And if they didn't have any kids, then a close relative would go and sleep with the wife and get married to the wife of the dead, and pretty much replenish the kids, or make the generation continue, so that their land can continue to go forth in the storyline of Israel. It's kind of weird. That kind of stuff doesn't happen in the church. That was kind of the thing that was going on in the Jewish, the Hebrews, Israel kind of Old Testament kind of stuff going on. Kind of weird. We can't understand that mentally, like, as us in the 21st century, as Christians, like, just something that just kind of happened in history. So, but he had a responsibility. He didn't take it. He said, "You can have my right." And that guy, he gave up the opportunity of a lifetime to be in the genealogy of the Messiah, of Jesus, the genealogy of the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings. But Boaz said, "No, I'm gonna do what's right. I'm gonna do what God expects me to do. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna love this woman. I'm gonna love this woman because I love God. I'm gonna take care of this woman because I love God." That's what Boaz did. And that's what every single person who is a Christian and loves Jesus, they should do is they should give themselves up for their wife. That's the ending of Ruth. I'm going to be doing a commentary over Ruth. I'm going to be redoing Finding Love, the actual book. I'm going to go read through it again. And you can buy Finding Love in Amazon right now. It's a little different. It's not like I did these videos. I kind of did these videos faster. But you can go ahead, buy that book. I'm going to be coming out with a second version of it. And I'm going to be adding on some other stuff to it, like different stories throughout the Old Testament, New Testament, of how God has used every single person that's following the single Christian community group to read Ruth, to read Proverbs 31, find out what kind of woman or what kind of man you ought to be looking for, and don't just settle for less. So with that being said, God